Hello and welcome to the Boost Over Ball podcast, your go-to place for everything Rocket League with your hosts, K-Cube, AJ Binky, and Red. So lean forward, lock in, and get ready to go Boost Over Ball.
Hello and welcome back to the Boost Over Ball podcast. To listeners new and old, hello and welcome to the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Kyle, K-Cube. I'm joined by Red, and I'm joined by MLE Open Net host, Quilly. How's it going, guys?
Heyo.
I don't know if I was supposed to talk first or let Red. I don't want to step on toes here.
You're good. We've never once claimed to be professionals. We just have media passes and we pretend to be professionals on TV. So here we go.
Take it till you make it.
No kidding. But today's our last episode. We'll be doing our Final Worlds preview. We'll be doing a power ranking. We'll be talking about storylines, and we got some news and scheduling to take care of. So first off, upcoming schedule. This episode will go live on September 10th at 8 a.m. Eastern instead of the normal Thursdays, just because we want to get it out before the tournament begins, so all of our stuff isn't horribly outdated by the time you listen to it. Then we will also have another episode that will go live Thursday night or Friday morning, depending on when the recording time ends, and that'll be about our experiences at the RLCS Worlds and the result of the matches and kind of an update, which kind of like goes right into our announcement, and that's with Blast at the World Championships. I'm not sure if it's the case for the other events because we didn't go, but our media passes have given us access to all days of the tournament, including non-crowd days. So AJ and Flash Pandy, who has been on the show multiple times, will be at the event Tuesday and Wednesday, getting content, getting interviews, getting pictures, documenting all of the stuff that's happening. And then I will join them Thursday, and then the rest of the crew will show up on Friday, and we'll bring you guys all the content that we can. But just wanted to give a heads up on that we will be at the non-crowd day, so expect to see some really cool behind-the-scenes content from us and from Quilly and the people at OpenNet as well. But with that, we got some power rankings to do. So I figured doing power rankings, we could start at 16 and work our way up, because I kind of figure, or we can jump around a little bit, but I kind of figured the team in 16th would be the easiest to do.
Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty easy consensus on who we think is the worst team at Worlds, and good old Limitless, I believe, is our pick at 16 there.
I would tend to agree.
Would it be a shame if I gave Limitless 2 games in the best of 5 series in the first round against G2?
No.
Quilly, I might hurt you.
It was for the matchups. He's talked about this.
Beast mode Rust. Come on.
The beast mode Rust. Dude, what do you think the dude's been doing at home while his team's been going and getting bread? He's probably been grinding.
Doing beast mode things. I don't know what a beast mode thing is, but imagine it's gaining Rust because he's not at that LAN getting that hashtag time in.
Yeah, Nas was taking his spot. I mean, come on.
On a real note, Nas should needs to get back on a team again. I'm curious to see where he lands next season.
Yeah.
But so 16, we got Limitless, done, deal, signed, sended, the whole 9 yards. 15, I feel like this can go to. I'm like picking between 2 teams right now for 15.
I am picking between 2 teams as well. Are the 2 teams Gaming Gladiators and Pioneers?
Though they are.
Wow! Look at us go.
The only reason I'm flip flopping is because it's Gaming Gladiators. So you think APAC, so you would generally put them down there, but it's like fake APAC, right? Because it's
like Maxi and Virtuoso. This is their 3rd season in APAC. Like that's fine. Like
yeah,
they've moved there, but Though is not really an APAC player.
Yeah. So I mean, do we think a Maxu Virtuoso Tho would be Amphis, Fiber, and Super Latchy?
I'm giving Gaming Gladiators the advantage there.
Oh
yeah, I'm trying to remember how Oceania went for their regionals, and I don't think
in
they
Major
did.
1,
Well.
Pioneers took one series. They went 1-3, and in Major number 2, Gaming Gladiators went 1-3, and Chiefs went 0-3. So it's one of each, right? So it's either going to be sorry to these teams, but in all honesty, in my opinion, it's going to be either an 0-3 or a 1-3. So
Yeah,
like realistically speaking, what sets them up better, like to get that win, right? So like at first, Pioneers are going to play Gentlemates, and Gladiators play Falcons. So I mean, if both of those end in sweeps, then you kind of are a little bit
Yeah,
behind the eight ball. But like if Pioneers can take a game off Gentlemates, like Power took off, or Chiefs took 2 series off of them, then the whole thing changes.
yeah. At the same time, though, like with Power Kings, you don't want to really look at matchups, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I
say Gladiators.
I was like, I'm gonna have to go Gladiators in this one.
So
I
that
would
mean-
say the the Pioneers team would look a little stronger there.
Does that mean you got the answer for 14 then?
Yep.
Yes,
it
we got the
does.
answer. 14 Pioneers.
Yep. Okay. Now
13.
This is where it gets interesting for me, at least.
I think I feel like 13 is pretty straightforward, in my opinion. Is it not just straight to Power?
I'm between Power or Team Secret.
That's where I was at too.
I'm trying to think. I because the Power did get that win over Twisted Minds,
Power
right?
looked good at EWC.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did. That is true.
Power also went 2-3 in Major 1 with they beat Rule 1 and they beat Pioneers, right? So if they play Pioneers and they get like the region kill, I think that's kind of a free win for them. And they went 2-3. They made it to round 5 in Major number 2 in London, and I think that they've been continuing to trend upwards. So
they were the team they beat Twisted Minds, right? That's the Mina team they beat, I think.
Yes. And then they beat Oxygen in London.
That's right, yeah.
Oxygen and then Gladiators.
Okay. This is so Power, I feel like they have a very wide range on like their consistency. Like we could see the Power that beats Oxygen, or we see the Power that gets swept.
Power plays Gen G first, and Team Secret plays Vitality first.
I think it comes down to who you like more between Brad and Banana Head, in my opinion. And honestly, I think Brad's a better player.
I would tend to agree in that regard.
I'm thinking maybe Power at 13 in my opinion.
I could be talked into that.
I think Power definitely 13, and then we go Team Secret 12.
Yep.
I feel like that's pretty standard. This is where stuff's gonna get real. This is where words are gonna be said, opinions are gonna be thrashed,
feelings will be hurt,
glazing will happen. Exactly.
Glazing will happen.
Zen, where's Zen?
So we got NA, EU, and one Mina team left. This hurts as the NA man in me, but I feel like we gotta put OG here.
I don't think that's too bad of a take. I think OG. I think
they are consistently
bad.
They are consistently average,
below mid.
Yeah, it's like they're good, but they're not to that level that these other teams are. So I feel like OG here next at 11 is a good shout.
That's what I was gonna say. I was intrigued to see if anybody was gonna to agree with that one, but that's
I love the old heads, but
they are officially also the oldest team competing
by like a decent margin too.
Yeah, and it's kind of painful.
It hurts because they're still younger than me on average, and that hurts. That hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Next. This is where it gets tough, right?
I think. I see the issue is the NA copium. I feel like SSG belongs there, but I don't want SSG there. I feel like Oxygen being the shoehorn team.
Yeah, I'm fighting between Space Station and Oxygen here, right?
Jeez, that's where I'm at too.
I would have said Oxygen before their performance at Major 2.
I'm just
after Oxygen's performance at Major 2, I would say Space Station would be above Oxygen. I think Oxygen goes here at 10 purely because I have not been impressed by their recent performance, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Space Station's looked more solid and more consistent as a team.
I say you got to put Oxygen here at 10 purely because up until the announcement was made that they will be taking over the second Mina spot, they talked about it on Chalkscast, but Archie's hours were like 3.9 hours past 2 weeks. So like they weren't grinding the
Jesus.
game because they thought the season was over, right?
I mean, fair.
There's
Yeah,
nothing to play
they
for.
thought
There's
they
no
were,
reason for
yeah.
me to continue
Grind.
to grind or to scrim or to do anything like that, right? So they had like 3-4 weeks to kind of kick it back into shape and get the band back together and start playing again. I mean, they're professionals, right? So they're never going to be like truly slumping. But I feel like SSG did about as well as we expected them in at EWC, and I think that Oxygen hasn't had the same level of competition for this break that they've had. So I got to go Oxygen 10.
I think we go Oxygen and then we put Space Station at 9. I feel like
What if you just
that's-
mix 9 and 10, just make it 1-9, and just make them the same level?
just tie them. It generally like it. I don't even know. I still think Space Station is probably over on on top of Oxygen there, just purely because of the
has a
late
home-
notice for
They also got home field
Oxygen.
advantage.
Yeah, we
and
got that
home
NA
field advantage.
Copium.
The NA Copium. All right, number 8. Oh, this.
Now we're getting to scary territory.
Yeah, this is where opinions are going to be had. Because realistically, if we're going off of results, right, should we not put like
NA.
Carmine here?
You know,
See,
I was thinking
this
Gen
is where
G.
this is where it gets
I was
super
close. I was thinking more Gen G.
That's what I was
especially if
gonna
we're
say
talking-
too.
Oh, I guess I could
Appjack is
see
the
Gen G.
epitome of inconsistency.
He'll either pop off and carry the team to victory, or
Mm-hmm.
not exist on the field. That's true. But are we really gonna put Carmine Core, who we haven't seen in like months at this point, over them?
They, on paper, have literally still having Vatira, Rise, and their coach being Farah is just such a stacked team. It's just a shame that nothing has come of it.
It's like sure they're a stacked team on paper, but like we've seen what's happened so far, right?
Mm.
So I mean, I don't know, because I feel like we'll get a case of like Gen G's gonna do good, but they're gonna be above average at best. I think like normal for Gen G. But like there's so much up in the air for this Carmine Core squad right now because things haven't been working. Now, the one thing that does scare me is we've given Farah like infinite time to workshop everything now. Like that whiteboard's got to be broken at this point,
He's gone through like
So-
6 pens.
I just gotta have gone through 6 pens at least. So,
I mean,
Like-
I think that like you can't like I don't think Carmine Core cracks the top 4 in a power ranking just
No.
because we haven't seen them recently.
absolutely not. There is no reason we should be putting Carmine Core top 4.
But in my eyes, it's Gen G, and like as much as I want them to do well for like the NA Hopium, I don't like. In my eyes, they're the 8th team of the 8 that we have left.
All right. Question for you, Red.
Okay.
Gen G goes against Karma Corp right now, 1-on-1.
I could already tell you just go look at my bracket. We'll go ahead and put Gen G at number 8.
I've been watching the streams, and a lot of the pros are saying K Corp is dominating in scrims too.
Oh, great.
I mean, does it
Lovely.
really surprise you though?
No,
They-
I mean
They were the best team in the world until the Copenhagen major
the
finished.
incident. The incident.
Yeah, until they got open qualified.
Yeah. I think we go get Gen G. Then at 7 I feel like you go Carmine here.
Do you
I think even Vitality could swing down.
I
there.
could see Vitality down here. They have not
holy
looked great.
Are you-
Alpha is absolutely tanking this team's ability right now.
But this is tough.
I was gonna say, are you in my mind right now? I was gonna say, who do you want right now, Vitality or K Corp?
I'm in your walls.
You are
I-
in my walls.
I will say I say
I don't even need to be here anymore.
if we're going results, I'm putting K Corp then Vitality, because although Vitality hasn't looked great, they're still making it to every event and making it to top 8s. So I don't know. This is tough. Like I
See, I feel like if we're going off best player, I feel like obviously Vitality's top 4, top 3, but we're going off the whole team together and how they've been performing. And I mean, again, K Corp also has not been performing well. They haven't.
Vitality also did just get swept by Gen G, and we put Gen G at 8th. So
True that.
this is true. That the World Cup was weird. We can only take so much out of that.
I say Vitality also beat Furia too.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
I just realized the big take the L moment. We haven't even talked about.
We
Furia.
forgot about Furia. Wait a minute. Hold on. We're
right
putting
over.
Furia. We're putting Furia above Gen G. Is that confirmed?
Yan is pretty good at carball.
He's good at the game. Yeah,
We put Furia here. Do we not put Furia 7?
I think.
Am I crazy?
No, I do think that's a good spot actually.
I totally forgot about Furia.
I just saw the logo just like popped out to me. I was like, we have not even mentioned the name of Furia.
We go Furia 7 then. We go Furia 7.
I just want 2022 rematch. I just want Furia.
I mean, bro, you and every other Rocket League spectator wants that rematch.
Okay, chill. Didn't have to do me. Didn't have to come from me like that.
Like the people that were there know, and the people that weren't even there know because they could hear it. Like
there's also peak viewership of that event.
I mean,
282,000 on streaming.
But at the same time, Furia 7, I feel like that's a lock.
Okay.
You're taking Furia over Gen G?
Yes.
Are we?
I am.
I mean, I like Yan. I do like Yan, but he.
Dude, Furia has not impressed me as of late though.
They beat Vitality that one time.
That one time, and then they got like curb stomped in World Cup.
4-1, I think.
Like it wasn't even close. Like they had like no offense.
To be fair, they were going against an angry Zen, and the only thing scarier than an angry Zen is an angry Monkey Moon. So it's like the two people.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I mean, after winning qualifier number 4, Vitality, I'm talking about Vitality, they go top 4, top 8, top 4, top 8, top 8. Including the last 2 of those being the London Major and the Esports World Cup.
Okay.
Right?
I think they fit well at 6.
And then
granted,
it's a little bit different, right? For Furia, it's always going to be a little bit different. But after winning qualifier 4, they get 2nd, top 4 at London, and 8th at EWC. So similar results, although you can make the argument that the region difficulty is vastly different for those two, and I totally understand that. But a better performance in London and how do I want to put this? A move back to Sam in a bid to dominate a pretty stacked region, in my opinion, because Secret's not a bad team, and Complexity's not a bad team. Only competing in Sam because of visa issues. I mean, I still like Furia's roster better than I like Gen G's roster.
That's fair.
But again, I think you can, if Appjack shows up, Gen G could win the whole damn thing.
That ain't gonna happen.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
It's a non-zero chance.
I mean, everything's a non-zero chance, but
no. Limitless winning.
Limitless winning.
Okay. I mean, we start DQing some people, start installing cheats on the computers, maybe, but but yeah, no, that is probably the closest we can get to a non-zero chance. I think we stick with Furia over Gen G here, but then I think we go. I want to say we go Vitality here, and then we go K Corp.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think K Corp with the 2-month prep time they've had, and the Pharaoh whiteboard are going to be better than the current state Vitality's in.
Also, the Vitira just absolutely dominated someone in ones. I can't remember who. He was killing it though. He seems like he's out for revenge, and obviously Rise, one of the biggest trash talkers in all of RLCS, wants blood.
Right. We got top 4 now.
He just beat AJ.
That's what it
Oh
was.
yeah.
He was looking nasty during that.
Top 4. I feel like we got to put Gentlemates here at 4.
Oh,
That is my
the
opinion.
Land Boys.
Because the Land Boys let the land down. They did not look good at all.
They got landed.
They literally had a record set against them for being beat that badly. That is how bad it was.
For
that
for
second time around, I
you're
really
talking
thought
about?
they had a chance.
The BDS Gentlemates match.
Oh yeah. Yep,
Where they
yep.
set
Yeah,
a
yeah.
record for the baddest beatdown in RLCS history.
Mm,
Like,
yeah.
I gotta put Gentlemates there. That was terrible. I mean, that
Yeah.
was not the land mates we know.
I mean,
And
talking about a team that's been trending like downward, like losing Esports World Cup too. I mean, granted, it's Esports World Cup, right? They could have been trying something different, like trying, to switch up a play style or something, but it didn't work.
I
It
think with the
really
amount of
didn't
money
work.
on the line, at EWC, I don't think they were trying anything new. I think they were just.
trying to get a paycheck.
And they still got one by
Alright.
being there.
Yeah, that's true. I think we go mates here.
I'm good with mates. Quilly, you think? What do you think?
Number 3.
Seiko's my favorite player, so it's a little bit hard, but we'll take it.
Okay, so remaining we have Falcons, G2, and BDS.
Okay. This is tough because BDS's form as of late looks deadly. They look dangerous as of late. But
it's
Falcons
losing-
are a lock for a top 4 almost every time, if not grand finals.
Yeah, they're locked for losing in top 2.
I think we are in the understanding that Falcons goes no higher than 2 at this point. They are 2 or 3.
Yes, I would tend to agree.
They could be one,
And
as long as it's not grand finals.
As long as it's not grand finals, but if it's not grand finals, then you're not 1, right?
Fair point.
So I might piss some people off. I gotta put Falcons here
At 3.
at 3. I gotta put Falcons here at 3.
Falcons at 3 is crazy. I'm just gonna straight up decline that.
I think BDS is in world's form right now, and they look so much better than this Falcons.
I think G2 or BDS at 3 is a better play.
G2 at 3 is criminal. I'm gonna say that.
Beast Mode missed the last land. Like that was prime.
Do we think the bro is taking a nap? Like it's not like he's not playing the game.
That's That's Lion practice time though. I don't know.
All right. Well, okay. It looks like me and Quilly are button heads.
I mean, we got a third man here to help, but he's I don't know where he's at.
I mean,
Where he's at on this.
I gotta go BDS 3.
Mhm.
That's
a fair.
Like
I think. Oh, sorry. Continue.
I feel like they're such a good team. They've been peaking, but like they're one Monkey Moon tilt away from crashing out top 8. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Falcons and G2, like they're not going to tilt out of a top 8.
Mm-hmm. My opinion on the EWC win is I do think it could have been lightning in a bottle for them, and they just caught it. So I'm fine with BDS at 3.
They also played the most unclutch team of all time in Falcons.
True that, because the Falcons in the series prior, as always, looked insane.
Agreed. And like Red, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Falcons can be no higher than 2. They have not won.
So basically, we're in a weird situation where the 2 teams we're deciding between 3 are going to be either first or third, not second.
Mm-hmm. But there's also a long stigma of teams that lose 4 grand finals and then they finally put it together.
Like G2.
And guess what? Falcons are Ruas or TK. I think they're on 4. They're on 4 losses in finals.
I see a world where they win. Like I seriously do.
I could see it. Am I confident in that? No.
Me neither.
They've lost all confidence. Anyway,
I think realistically, like the 3 teams that we're debating about right now are probably your 3 most likely winners.
Oh, absolutely.
I could hear an argument for K Corp. I could hear an argument for Gentlemates, but that's where it starts to get a little bit murky.
I think anyone 1 through 6 can win this whole thing.
I would agree.
And I mean, honestly, even Gen G, but that's like
Gen
even
G,
lower
if they
percentage.
have a bit of a Mickey Mouse bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Like G2 Last Worlds.
Hey, hey! Why are we taking shots?
because
Hey!
because they're good now.
Yeah, but wait, the World Championship isn't over yet. We were
Okay.
good last year too. We saw what happened.
All right. So instead of going one by one, I think we should all just shoot our own top 3 out.
That's a good idea, but I just damn. Okay.
All right.
Because I think we're gonna be bickering at 3, and then we're gonna be bickering at 2, and then there's gonna be no concrete answer. I think
No,
every-
I feel like we're pretty confident at who's 2.
Falcons.
Yes.
Yes.
So 1 and 3 are the...
1 or 3 are the issues right now.
Well, here's my issue though. If you put BDS at 1, I feel like G2's got to be 2, which makes Falcons 3.
But then you're putting Falcons at 3.
I know, but I think G2 should be 1.
I think Falcon.
I think
Falcons is
G2
1.
should be 1.
I think Falcons consistency. I think Falcons is 1.
Consistently second though.
That's still better than most teams. Most teams are consistently top 4, top 8. They're top 2.
And
They're
what's
up
G2?
They're there.
Okay.
G2 had
So
major one was
G2 this season,
the longest
starting
streak
in
finals.
qualifier 1, first, second in Copenhagen, second in qualifier 4, first in London, and top 4 in Esports World Cup without beast mode.
like you can't not tell me that G2 is not 1 right now with those results.
I think
Their
we go
worst
G2,
result all
Falcons,
season
BDS.
is second.
Like there's no shot we put G2 at 3 right now.
I didn't say that. I said BDS at 3. BDS is my vote for 3.
If we go BDS 3, I'm going Falcons 2, G2 1.
BDS is reliant. BDS is reliant on the mental
The mo-
warfare of Monkey Moon.
Yeah,
that's
he,
fair.
He could
That
be
is fair.
he could be peaking or he could be missing open nets. I am happy with this.
I'm still sticking Falcons 2, G2 1. That is who I got.
That is
With
also
those
that is
results, you
also
could
who
not-
I have as well.
You
Mhm,
could
that's
not
fair.
argue that G2 should not be 1. with
I
those
think that is the most fair rankings is G2 1, Falcons 2.
So this doesn't necessarily have to like be what you've predicted,
Yeah. I
think
got
but this is
My-
it's pretty close.
I have 4 and 5 in the finals on my bracket.
Whoa. What?
Mine's a crazy dartboard. I have Limitless winning 2 series. I was just picking.
Whoa. Whatever you're on, brother, I need some.
Listen, OG not good enough. Oxygen, who knows? That's their 2 wins. They're gonna shock the world.
Jesus.
I think if they go for a strategy of trying to pander to the audience and getting some backing behind them, because everyone knows they're bad, maybe shift some mental edge.
Yeah. Try to pull the underdog story, the like good old like American.
Pull the
comeback.
vitality. Bring out the flag.
you could also pull the like they literally have nothing to lose, right? So like they
Mhm.
could just go out and play free, play loose, and just have fun.
Let's be honest. They've had nothing to lose for like 4 seasons.
The
I know.
modern day Rudy.
Like the barrel has been empty forever.
Some 5'4" scrawny kid. No hope. Lined up a middle linebacker.
Put him in, coach.
It's the 5'4" linebacker that just got done with his high school algebra class, lining up against Derrick Henry at running back.
About to get a shoulder sent through the back of his spine. But he's gonna have heart doing it.
He's gonna have heart.
He's gonna get
end up
carted off
with
the
ER,
field,
but he's gonna have heart.
The heart will be out of his body, but he will have it in his hand.
oh my god.
All right, so to run it back for our top 16, going 16-1, we got Limitless, Gladiators, Pioneers, Power, Secret, OG, Oxygen, SSG, Gen G, Furia, Vitality, Carmine Corps, and our top 4 being Gentlemates, BDS, Falcons, and G2.
I think this is like the safest, most like you can't argue with this list. Like this is just a conservative list.
I mean, as listeners saw, we can't argue at this list because we did.
True.
So
No, I'm saying as a final result, I feel like this is a very conservative and agreeable list.
Yes, I would agree. I'd agree.
but definitely arguable.
Definitely argue. The blue wall might have some words.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
So to be fair though, and we did not look at this prior, but like Bel Air Baller, another friend of the podcast, and some other power rankings that I've seen on Twitter recently are this: Limitless 16, Gladiators 15, Pioneers, Power, Secret, OG at 11. So like the exact same. Like everyone is pretty much in agreement with that. And then this is where it gets a little bit different. We have SSG 10, Oxygen 9, Furia 8. So like
I mean,
we've just moved them around a little bit.
It's just
I was like 9 and 10 can be like any given day can be swapped.
Yeah. And then after that we have Furia 8, Genji 7, Vitality 6, Carmine Core 5. So that's pretty close.
That's what I'm saying.
Good
This is
so
a
far.
it's a conservative list.
Yep. And then your top 4 is Gentlemates 4, BDS 3, Falcons 2, G2 1.
That's dang near our list.
That's what I'm saying. So like it's very conservative, but like we're in the majority here. I think we've done well.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Like I said, we've never
Oxygen to
pretended to
number
be
one.
we've never pretended to be professionals.
Hmm.
Actually, that's a lie. Yes, we have. Every time we go to an event.
We put the badge on. It's a different story.
I wear that badge with honor. I wear it with pride.
All right. Well, that is our top 16 power rankings. Feel free to add us on Twitter and tell us how wrong we are. But
Yeah, just
I
make
feel
sure that
like
if you
we're-
have any like really big gripes with our list, make sure to DM AJ Binky on Twitter and let him know your thoughts.
Use as many vulgar words as possible.
And for AJ Binke, you know, we need, if you were here, man, you could have made your case. Furia could have crested the top 4, but you know, our Sam's number 1 fan is not here to fight for you guys. So
He's going to be on the front lines tomorrow. So
he will
be
be
where
on
it
the front
counts.
lines tomorrow.
Yeah. Maybe I should.
Wait.
Whatever.
when you're listening to this, he will be actively breathing the same air as Furia.
All right. Moving on though, we have some storylines, right? You know, it's World Championship. There's always a storyline. There's always a big story. You know, who's the Cinderella? Who's the dominant one? What are the what are the script writers cooking? So we have a couple that we've brought up here. The first one, it was mentioned earlier with some hours past 2, Oxygen. You know, do we think Oxygen are going to be prepared for their chance at Worlds due to the lateness of the invite?
Or like as prepared as they could have been had they been going from the beginning.
It's, you know, I mean, it's tough. I think they'll do fine, but there's definitely going to be a hard to meet expectation.
I mean, I don't think there's any expectation from being how late they're getting put in.
At the same time, though, it's an EU team, right? It's EU number 5.
6.
So number 6. Sorry, number 6. So
well, actually, technically, they're higher seated than Gladiators, so never mind.
EU 5.5. But it'll be interesting to see like if they're able to, you know, break off the rust. But I think the next EU storyline we got though, Gentlemates, right? We saw a very unrecognizable Gentlemates at the World Cup, and they've been on this continuing downtrend over the last couple of games and majors. Do we think they bounce back? Do we think, you know, the Land Boys are still a Land Boy team, or do we think that, you know, their Linsanity run is coming to an end here?
Well, I mean, we say they fell off, but they still got top 4 in London. Like, so, like realistically, their worst result was, you know, getting swept by Chiefs in the lower bracket in Esports World Cup. But like, I don't know how seriously they were taking that tournament. It's a lot of money, but like, still, it's not our LCS, so it's a little bit different. But you know, I'm gonna need to see like these matches that are gonna happen tomorrow. I think are gonna tell a lot about where their mental is at. Right? If they come out and they sweep Pioneers, then like maybe we're looking at a top 4 winning like caliber Gentlemates. But if they don't, then I think that they are in real trouble.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think Seiko being the all-around best player, I think it really depends on how Seiko's playing. Because obviously, watching Seiko seemed like a complete shell of himself, and by byproduct. Itachi and Juicy suffered it. Juicy being one of the best one-on-one players or once players or freestylers. I think if they're all in their groove, they'll be back in it. But it's a lot of ifs.
Yeah, and
You really can't be for sure.
and maybe travel has something to do with it. Heading out to Saudi Arabia, it's a shorter distance for EU players than for NA players. But I mean, hey, like they probably had a shorter turnaround in in terms of being able to go there and boot camp and things like that. So I will be very intrigued to see how they can perform, if they can be the land boys that we've come to know, or if they're just kind of if they've faded down the stretch.
I just still can't get over watching them lose twice to Chiefs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that
That was so heartbreaking.
that was something, man. If Chiefs managed to make that roster a thing, Oceania is gonna be looking up.
As long as it's against gentlemates, because they didn't do too. They couldn't even get past SSG.
Oh yeah, there's that.
They almost did. They almost got the reverse sweep.
Yeah. And we brought this up multiple times in our power rankings Yap session. Team Falcons, does the choke continue, or did someone figure out how to do the Heimlich maneuver?
That's such a good question. Like it's like purely dominant in MENA. Falcons, completed the perfect season with 6 regional wins, but a top 8 in Copenhagen, a second place in London, a second place at Esports World Cup. Is third time's the charm for them, or do they fall yet again? I think that if they fall yet again, I think that I don't know that they run it back.
It's strange, because I felt like Falcons at World Cup would have been, it was literally the best environment they could have had to get a grand finals win. You're essentially at home, home turf. You are playing in your element.
Crowd.
Yeah, could not have been a more biased crowd. And now you're traveling to NA, where if you go up against an EU team, you're probably going to get most of the fans cheering for you. But as soon as that NA crowd gets an NA team to cheer for, it's going to be loud. And I don't know if they'll be able to lock in on that grand finals, because the only way you get better at grand finals is you make more. But at the same time, we are at the pro level. Like, this is the top dogs. This is the best players in the world. I just don't think they get it done again. I think they're gonna fall short one more time. Next season, maybe, but I just don't think they have it in them this season.
I mean, that's why we didn't put them at 1, right?
Yep.
That's kind of
It just feels bad, man. It just really sucks to keep watching them get them so close. And just like after getting dominated every time. It's not even like it's like a close finals. It's just domination every time.
They just fall apart. It's tough if you're a Falcons fan. Then I think.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna go to our next storyline here.
I was gonna say it certainly is. It'll be very interesting to see what happens with Falcons, and for their sake, I hope that they can get over the hump. But as a NA fan, I hope not.
For their sake, I hope they lose in an earlier round, so I don't have to root against them in the finals. And I feel bad when they lose.
Fair. And then finally, I feel like this storyline's pretty easy to guess. Does NA bring it home finally? My answer, if not now,
never.
Never. This is the best chance NA has had to win a world championship since season 8.
I was gonna. Damn it, you stole it. I was gonna ask a trivia question. When was the last time that an NA team won Worlds?
Yeah, sorry, old head here. It spoiled it.
Yeah.
This is the best chance they've had since season 8, and I say that entirely because last season G2 or not last season Worlds. So last time it was in NA when we lost to BDS.
21-22.
21-22. We looked promising, but I wouldn't say we were the favorite. I think this. I mean, when was the last time an NA team went into the World Championship arguably or majority power ranked the number 1 team going in.
Season 8.
Season was
Maybe.
it season 8?
Maybe.
I don't even think it was season 8 because you had that you had Dig, right? Was it Dig or Vitality at the time? What was
It was
the team?
it was the Fairy Peak, Scrub Killa, K-Dop, and then you had Astral, Yukio, Violent Panda, and Dignitas. So it was really one of those two.
Like those, there's no way you would have put that Cloud9 team above those guys. So this is probably the first time in a very long time, if at all, that an NA team is power ranked are majority number 1 going into Worlds. If we don't get it done now, boys, it's chalked.
I think they got a gauntlet. I think NA has a gauntlet ahead of them with how stacked all of these teams are. Because this Worlds is literally anyone's for the taking.
Yeah,
Agreed.
they've talked about it on the Chalkcast. They talked about it on First Touch. This is probably the closest World Championships we've ever had. Like, there theoretically could be 8 to 10 teams who could make some waves and could win the tournament. But I tend to agree with you that if not now, then never.
If not now, we need to scrap whatever training session we got going in NA and start something else. Because
We've got to
Killer
go
needs
into
to
the Warriors this. Start forming a super team.
yeah. You gotta,
as if G2 isn't already a super team.
Daniel Diesmoto Atomic's already a stack team. I don't know.
They just need to back the brink. If not G2, they need to back the Brinks truck up and bring Farah over yesterday.
Yeah, honestly, whatever contract he's acting for, give it to him.
Yeah, but was there anything else that you guys wanted to add on power rankings, on storylines, on anything like that before we wrap up for today?
I think I'm good. I'm just ready for tomorrow, man. I'm so excited to get this show on the road.
Cookies and cream Pop-Tarts.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I had to send that for 2 weeks. I need to get it out there.
Yeah, well, he just bided his time until he got on the episode so he could just tell everybody at once.
But you're listening on Tuesday morning. I hope you're not hungry because cookies and cream Pop-Tarts.
Hey, there are talks of doing a Pop-Tart taste test at Worlds, so we'll have to go. We'll have to work on that one, but also before we wrap up, for people who are not in yet, you can join our fantasy Rocket League for Worlds on fanrl.com. The group name is Boost Over Ball. Capital B, capital O, capital B. And the top 3 finishers in that will get a prize, some Boost Over Ball merch coming your way. And also on top of that, make sure that you guys are tuning into the World Championships that start tomorrow. And we'll go through the weekend, as you probably know. But hopefully we will see as many of you guys there as possible. Hopefully, we can get some pictures. We can hand out some stickers. And hopefully, above all else, we just have a good tournament, right? Like, it would be cool to just see somebody sweep through, but also at the same time, it wouldn't be cool to see somebody just sweep right through. So hopefully we get some good games and some good series in there in the meantime.
Unless it's NA teams.
Fair. No team kills this year, guys. Come on.
There's always team kills, man. It's always depressing.
Well, but at least there's 5 EU teams this time, so there's more likely to be more EU region kills than NA region kills.
True. This is true.
But with that, we will wrap up for today's episode. We'd like to thank everyone so much for listening. We'd like to please remind everyone to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, join our Discord, and rate us 5 stars wherever you listen to podcasts, as it really helps us out. Also, check out our Twitch, our TikTok, and our merch store. All of these links and more can be found on our website, boostoverball.com. And from us here on the show, as always, remember to choose Boost over Ball.
Thanks for listening to the Boost Over Ball podcast. Make sure to check out our website at boostoverball.com.